Hello, BookTube.
Hey, everybody.
So tonight we're going to be tackling a tag that it seems like everyone on BookTube has already gone for.
Yeah, I'm surprised we haven't done it yet, but it came from David Wardrop, one of our favorite YouTubers. We will link him down below. He is excellent.
Yeah.
He has a great channel. Puts out a lot of content.
It's the recycle book tag.
Yep.
So you just want to like dive face first in.
Yeah, sure. Why
go
not?
for it. All right, I'll go first. All right, so number one, Going Green, a book with green on the cover. I kind of cheated for this one. I take like the whole green. It's nothing but green. But it's Jane Eyre by Charlotte Bronte. It's one of my very favorite books.
What was the other one that came with this set? It was
Wuthering Heights.
Jane Eyre and Wuthering Heights.
Mm-hmm.
Which I have to give Wuthering Heights another go. Last year, no, it was probably the year before I tried it. And
we would get it, like Books A Million? Was it Books A Million?
I think it was Books A Million. Yeah, we got both books for like $4 or something.
But they're
great deal.
They're just beautiful.
Yeah,
And I honestly, I don't think any book collection is complete without a copy of Jane Eyre. There's been so many.
A couple.
Yeah, there's a couple. There's been so many really good movie and TV adaptations.
Yeah, I think the best one was was it PBS?
I thought it was Masterpiece Theater.
Which I think is PBS, yeah.
Is it? I have no idea.
Yeah. It was great. Came out in, the early 2000s?
Yeah, I think it's probably 2006, maybe 2007.
Something like that, yeah.
It's just fantastic. It was a what's it called? A mini.
A miniseries.
A miniseries.
Yeah.
It had Toby Smith in it. And Toby Smith is Maggie Smith's son, in case you didn't know. And the girl who played Jane Eyre is fantastic. She was perfect.
Probably the perfect Jane Eyre so far, the best so far of any of the adaptations we've seen. But the book I'm going to go with that has green on the cover is one I just read this month, Star Trek Vulcan's Glory. As you see right there, it's got a green jewel on the cover. That's actually Vulcan's Glory. That's the name of it. It's a really good book. DC Fontana, who has written a few Star Wars or Star Trek books and a few episodes of Star Trek the original series as well. I don't know if she wrote any of Next Generation or any of the after incarnations of Star Trek, but yeah, this was really good. It was one of my favorite Star Trek books I've read. So if you're a Star Trek fan, pick it up. It's Spock's first adventure on the Enterprise. Really cool.
Is that the one you said it's like reading an episode of the TV show?
Yeah, well, no, that was the last one I read.
Oh.
But this one was very good too, just a lot like that.
Okay.
Very, very much like an episode of the TV show.
Okay. All right, so number 2, Reduce, a thin or small book you own. For me, that one is A New Leash on Death by Susan Conant. It's the book I'm reading. It's one of my March Mystery Madness books, and it's surprisingly thin, but it's pretty darn dense. It's actually one of the more interesting cozy mysteries I've ever read. It doesn't read like a cozy mystery at all, and I find that very fascinating. It's lots of fun, but it's from 1990.
I believe.
Yeah, it's from 1990, so it's 30 years old.
Yeah, it doesn't have a lot of the same themes and all that kind of stuff it's written differently, right?
Yeah, it's written very differently. It's a very passive presentation, and even the cover looks different. It looks like a more Agatha Christie-esque. Yeah, but it's kind of funny. She's still writing this series. I think it's like into his 30s or something. And the newer covers look more like the cozy mysteries. And I can't wait to see if they read more like the cozy mysteries too.
Okay, yeah, mine. My small book is Notes from Underground by Dostoevsky. I've not read this yet, but this is on my list for the year. It's very thin, about 150, 160 pages, something like that. But this is translated by Mira Ginsburg. This is one I've had on my list for quite a while, but I want to read one of his others first, probably Crime and Punishment or The Idiot before I read this. And the Brothers Karamazov, I'll get to that pretty soon too. So that's mine. That's my small one.
Fyodor Dostoevsky is one who he kind of intimidates me.
Well, I'm kind of still got to try it sometime.
I know, I really do. But I just have to get braver first. 3, reuse a book you have that is well worn. And this is my Star Trek book. It's called The Tears of the Singers by, I can never remember. It's by Melinda Snodgrass. Yeah. It's one of my very, very favorite sci-fi novels out there. It's a Star Trek. Well, of course, it's a Star Trek, but it's an amazing book.
Yeah, and it's more about Uhura than any of the other.
Yeah, she's the leading character in the book, and it is a great book. If you're just starting to get into the Star Trek books, this is a great book to go with because it's poignant, it's sweet, it's very good.
Yeah, it is.
Very good.
I think I read it when we lived in Missouri years ago, and then I asked Becky to read it, and she loved it as much as I did. So next is recycle a book you have reread or have handled a lot. Actually, the book that I've hold on.
No, never mind. We're on the well-worn.
Yeah. Okay, we're still on the well-worn. That's going to be this guy right here. As you see, it looks like a piece of crap.
It's beautiful.
But it is Balzac about. Let me see if I can figure this out again. It's just from 1901. I paid $4 for this from look at this. I mean, it's got some really awesome stuff in it. That's an art plate. It has some.
It has the vellum protecting pages.
It has the vellum protecting pages, and it's got. It's from the John D. Morris and Company. It's got Seraphita and Other Stories, and it's the works of Honoré de Balzac about Catherine de Medici, and so I'm pretty excited about this. It's number 514 of 750 printed. So I think I may get this thing rebound sometime. It depends on what it would cost to get it done. I don't know. The pages actually look fairly decent, although I'm not sure they're supposed to be that deckled.
I don't think so either. I just realized that the top is gilt.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Just are gilt.
Yep. But I thought this was a really cool book to buy for $4 from an antique mall. So I just went ahead and pulled the trigger.
The spine is entirely gone.
It is, yeah.
But I love that book. It has so much character.
It does.
It's just so neat.
Yep.
We're thinking about getting it rebound. I think we might.
We might.
Yeah.
I just said that.
I was off in my own world. I was just noticing that it was gilt, and I was excited.
Okay.
All right, 4, recycle. A book you have reread or have handled a lot. So I don't reread books a whole lot. I find that I get bored really quickly if it's a book that if I already know everything that's going to happen. So I only have one book that I've reread multiple times, and that's Pride and Prejudice by Jane Austen. I've read this book 3 times. I read it once in high school, once in my bachelor's program, and once in my master's program. And it doesn't get old for me. I love Pride and Prejudice. It's my favorite classic. Very much so one of my very favorite books. I'll probably give it another reread one day soon.
Oh, I will too.
But right now, I've only got one more Jane Austen book to read before I've finished my wall of shame and gotten all of them out of the way, and that's Mansfield Park. And I started it, but boy, it's dense. Her books are really hard to start.
Yeah.
I've noticed.
I don't think Pride and Prejudice is, which I think may be one reason that it's her most famous.
Yeah, I think you're absolutely right. This is so much more of a character study than most of her other books.
Yeah, I think so. All right, so a book that I've reread is read multiple times and actually listened to on audio as well is Murder on the Orient Express by Agatha Christie. I've seen all of the film adaptations, liked them all. I think they're all done very well. And I think that is just one great mystery. It's probably her most famous work because of the film adaptations being popular and all of that. I don't know that it is her best, but it is the one that I've read the most.
And the audiobook of that is really good.
It is.
Was it Dan Stevens?
Right?
Yeah, Dan Stevens, the Beast from Beauty and the Beast. That Dan Stevens, he's amazing.
Yeah,
an absolutely amazing audiobook reader.
Yep.
He was fantastic. He really, really did well with the with Poirot.
Just, yeah, he did.
Just awesome.
Yep. And don't throw away. What is your oldest book or book you refuse to part with? This one is The Popular History of the Civil War from 1885. It is the 1885 version. And it's still got that little bit of gold there on the side, which I think is cool.
Yeah, I don't think this one was ever gilt.
It's in pretty good condition. I don't know. I mean, maybe it was. It's in pretty good condition for being, 135 years old. 1884, actually. 136 years old. This was given to me by a friend at work. Michelle actually gave me quite a few Civil War books over the last couple of months.
Yeah, there's some really nice books in there. There are a couple of coffee table books.
Yeah, a couple of coffee table books, a couple of novels, Civil War novels, some really good books on history. One of them is on Antietam, and I'm looking forward to reading that, probably as much as any of them. But yeah, and this is one of my favorite books. One of my favorite books that I own. Glad that I have it.
It's very neat.
It is.
All right, so my book that I refuse to part with is rather different than most of the books I have. What I haven't told anybody on the channel yet is that I'm a storyteller, and I'm always looking for new stories and folklore and things like that. And this book is called The Storyteller Sourcebook, a subject, title, and motif index to folklore collections for children. It's by Margaret Reed MacDonald. It's a bit of a tome. It is amazing. What it is it's a source book of motifs and of different subject matter from different stories. So like if where's a good one? A lizard climbs tree to mock legless snake while playing snake's drum. You would if you're that's kind of weird. So let's say you want to look up stories about women with long hair. The obvious choice is Rapunzel. But the thing is, Rapunzel that's the Grimm's version of the story. That story is actually much, much older. It goes back to Slavic tales, Petrosinella, the girl with the long hair in the tall tower is a very, very popular motif. I think there's even a story from ancient China about this. So what you would do is you would look up long hair, and this book would give you numbers that refer to a different book, and the other book is actually the sister book to this one, and it tells the different stories that motif is in, and it gives storytellers a good jumping off point for finding stories in the kind of stories that they want. I don't have the second book. I'm dying to get it, but we haven't been able to find it. They're reference books. I mean, this was a, you even have the Dewey Decimal System over there on. This came out of a library somewhere, and one day I shall have.
And it's expensive when you do find it. So yeah, maybe they'll reprint that one day.
Yeah, I hope so. But this book is just easily one of my prized possessions. It's amazing.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
And that's going to be it for the tag. Like I said, David Wardrop is the one that came up with this tag, and we're going to link him down below. Go check out his original video. It's really good. Actually, every video he comes out with, I watch and we enjoy.
He's fun to watch. He really is.
Yeah, he is. But the last thing I want to do for this video is there was a book that I read this month that I finished, and I would like to do a giveaway on it. It's The Last Samurai by Helen DeWitt. I think it's a terribly underread novel. You hardly ever hear about this thing anymore. It's won awards. I believe she won awards for being her first novel, Helen DeWitt did.
Yeah, but the only thing I've heard about that is people mistaking it for the movie.
Yeah. Yeah, they do. It has nothing to do with the Tom Cruise film.
Yeah.
So whether you like it or not doesn't make any difference to this book. It's completely different. Unfortunately, I would imagine a lot of people have picked it up thinking it was the novelization of the film or something, and then were completely disappointed. But it is excellent, so please seek it out. But what I'm going to be doing is giving away this copy. All you got to do is be the first one to send me an email.
Giving away this copy.
Yeah, the first thing is just send an email saying you would like to have the copy of this book.
And we'll send it to the first person who does it.
Yeah, the first person who does it, and we'll send it to them. I ended up with this copy. I just love this cover. Got this from eBay, and I ended up finding another copy at a thrift store.
We suddenly find ourselves in possession of 3 copies of this book.
Yeah, and I'd never been able to find this before used. So now that I bought a brand new one for $19, which is the one I'm giving away here. It's not brand new anymore. I mean, it's got some bends and stuff in the cover for me reading it. But it's yours if you want it. Just let me know. The first one, I've only got one I can give away. The other one I found is already taken. So that's going to be it. And we will leave our email address below. So if you want to send us an email and say that you'd like to have this book, let us know.
Yeah, and we're not going to tag anyone in this because
I think everybody's done it.
Yeah, we're kind of late to the game. We think everybody's done it. But if you haven't, consider yourself tagged.
Yeah, do it.
And we will, what is it, tag David Wardrop at the end.
We're gonna link his channel.
Link his channel, that's the word.
Yeah.
For it. Yeah, we're going to link his channel to the end of this. So we highly recommend you go watch him. He's got a really good channel.
Yep. And we will see you all soon, BookTube.
Yeah. Are we done?
Yeah, we're done.
Okay. Your books are calling. Go read.